don't they? So my friends, as we can hear, there is a lot of anxiety all around, and I have been doing a lot of inquiry, and thanks to my darling friend Julia as well, and some new training. Um, and it's all about acceptance. And Julia's doing, I'm sure she won't mind me sharing, but she's doing some additional learning, and she's doing a master's. And so I'm precariously learning. As I say, tell me what you learned. What else did you discover? And enjoying some of the insights and reflections that she's learning from a great teacher. Now, I've got some brilliant quotes for you. One of which she shared, which funnily enough, I'd prepared this class. And then she shared this with me yesterday. And this is actually a quote from a film, Sunset Boulevard, in the 1950s. But the quote is, you may know it, why not accept yourself? There's not a spare in the wardrobe. How amazing is that? Now, we're not going to look directly at accepting ourselves today. Um, Obviously, I know a lot of you know that my compassionate body program's coming up again in January, and we go very much in that direction. But today, because of everything that's happening, and I hear there's a lot of anxiety in the body as well as the mind, um, I thought looking at acceptance of the moment, looking at being here, accepting ourselves just as we are, maybe with anxiety, maybe without. And also to listen to, there's just another couple of quotes that I thought would set the tone for us to be with whatever's here. So Thich Nhat Hanh says to be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others, you need to accept yourself. So this held in a broader context, I think, is very, very useful to reflect upon. And then the Dalai Lama in the Book of Joy, um, he shares, and this is where it's really hopefully going to be very helpful for you today. Acceptance means not fighting reality. I'll say it again. Acceptance means not fighting reality. Gratitude means embracing reality. It means moving from counting your burdens to counting your blessings, as the Archbishop had recommended, both as an antidote to envy and a recipe for appreciating our own lives. So the key focus today is acceptance means not fighting reality. Okay. And I know some of you may have heard me quote Byron Katie before, but one of my favorite quotes of my life, I think, so far is when you argue with reality, you only lose 100% of the time. And I have been watching myself argue with reality, catching it, and then bringing some compassion in. But what my darling friend Julia and I were reflecting upon is, I wonder, instead of fighting with reality, wrestling it to the ground, then feeling exhausted or a myriad of other feelings, and then bringing compassion in for oneself because of that suffering. So, I wonder if we could just move towards acceptance instead, so that there'd be less suffering. All right. So there's a very big picture, obviously, being held today. And if we can bring some kindness, some warmth, some compassion, some friendliness, some peace, some stillness, some quiet into this moment, then I wonder, can all of the other stuff on the outside have a little bit more space? And also, it may allow a responsiveness rather than a reactivity to what's happening. Now, I know this is a big ask because I think the biggest challenge around acceptance is, certainly for me, is that I really dislike being out of control. And what's happening oftentimes, but it's being magnified with everything happening for many of you in America tomorrow. It's all being magnified, and it's a reminder that, how much can we control? And I think control can be very painful. The pushing, the grasping, the clutching, the grabbing. And so today's practice is about opening our hands. So we're all, there's a lot of anxiety in the body. So first of all, I want to invite you to just perhaps have a little shakeout. Perhaps bring some awareness to where there might be that tension. That's it. Really, if you can jiggle about, stand up, please do that. And then we're simply going to draw our attention inward, and we'll be locating where those difficult sensations might be. And then we'll bring some spacious awareness to them. How does that sound? Hopefully that will be supportive. All right, my darlings, let's drop in and let's see what you need. Taking a lovely deep breath. As you breathe out, just allow whatever's here to be here and breathe out any of that anxiety or any other emotion that's here. Another deep cleansing breath. And you may like to actually exude and release some of the sound that may be trapped in the body with a nice ah. Again, deep breath in. As you breathe out, just have a lovely big sigh. Ah. So if you imagine the animal of yourself, that beautiful, tender body of yours is being so courageous and so brave, holding much of this tension that the mind is generating. So let's first tend to the soft animal of your being. And the breath may be able to continue to support you with some nice, deep, long exhalations. Allow the breath to go right to the tail end of the exhalation. Then breathe in again. And then releasing slowly. Now, you may like to continue doing this depending on the degree of the tension and holding in your body. You may like to squeeze the tension that might be in your hands, your shoulders, your stomach, your bottom, your thighs, your toes, even your face. Scrunch it all up. Big deep breath. And as you breathe out, just slowly release the breath and release the squeeze. That's it. Now you may start noticing a shift in how your body is feeling. You may like to repeat that one more time. So start with your toes this time and bring the squeeze up the body. We hold a surprising amount of tension in our glutes and our thighs. Squeeze, squeeze all the way up. That feels good. Scrunch it up. And release with the breath. And offer your kind, loving intention toward your body first and foremost. Thank you, body, for holding all of this. We can release it now. We can let it go. You may like to place a hand over the heart to remind you and to incline gently toward yourself with friendliness, gently comforting what's here. And as you make more space for yourself, the breathing space, physical space, you may like to draw your attention inward again, this time softly scanning your body for any other tension, holding. Maybe there's strong anxiety, maybe there's quiet worrying, maybe there's other emotions that are strongest in your body today. So, with warm eyes, with kind intention, gently scanning the body. And if you come across, or if you're drawn to a particular part of the body that's holding this emotion, then move towards it with your full, loving attention. Be curious. No need to judge the experience. Anxiety is here. You may like to look through creative eyes and wonder, I wonder what color this is. If this emotion had a color, I wonder what it might be. You may see a color, you may not. With curiosity, wonder, this emotion had a shape. I wonder what shape it might be. And of course, continue the beautiful, spacious breath moving in and out. As your curiosity holds compassionately what you discover. You may get a clear picture, or you may just get a felt sense. Oh, it feels a little spiky, or it feels like it's dark or sticky. There is no right answer, simply being curious. You may have a texture. There may even be a sound coming from this place, from this emotion. Maybe words. If so, let them be shared. Not getting tangled up in the mind, simply holding space, making space to accept whatever's here. And I wonder, with warm acceptance, can you welcome, or maybe simply allow for now, whatever is arising in your body? And with warmth and wisdom, can you wrap this experience gently up with compassion? Just simply, very tenderly, lovingly holding what's here, not in the hope to remove it, get rid of it, change it, just tenderly hold it as you would perhaps an injured bird. Let the breath soothe you and tend to whatever's here. It may begin to gently evolve, change, not through any forcing, just responding to your love. And as best you can, rest here. Accepting what's arising and offering love, kindness, compassion if required, to help soften around the edges of anything that is painful. staying fully present with what's arising as best you can. And if it feels good, let the breath help expand and expand, releasing any holding or tension or contraction a little bit more. That's it. And if you notice your mind has wandered, give the mind a kiss. Know that your mind is doing the very best it can. And then gently call the mind back to your place of stillness. Gently accepting whatever is alive in you right now. And if acceptance feels too big right now, perhaps simply moving towards allowance. Can I allow this space to be present right here, right now? Gently allowing the breath to move through, releasing any resistance. Simply a gentle rhythm, an effortless flow that happens without any effort, any pushing or striving from you. And just allow these words to warm and comfort you. The way it is. One morning you might wake up to realize that the knot in your stomach has loosened itself and slipped away, and that the pit of unfulfilled longing in your heart had gradually, and without your really noticing, been filled in, patched like a pothole, not quite the same as it was, but good enough. And in that moment, it might occur to you that your life, though not the way you planned it, and maybe not even entirely the way you wanted it, is nonetheless persistently, abundantly, miraculously, exactly the way it is. And so as we begin preparing to release our practice, offering yourself this beautiful embrace, this embrace of acceptance of what is, just as it is. Right here, right now. Simply being with. And if you notice, you begin battling with what is, resisting, regaining, pushing against, then give yourself a hug. Embrace yourself with love and all the emotions that may be arising. Hold them as you would a sweet young puppy or a kitten, a newborn, with such tenderness and love that there is plenty of space for what is once again. So, my friends, when you're ready, thanking your body, perhaps enjoying a deep cleansing breath one more time. Maybe a beautiful stretch and a wiggle and a yawn and maybe even a smile. And know that all is well in this moment. All is well right here, right now.